I want to. I believe my fight with Ugas. My leg cramp. I got leg cramp. Cramp. Bro, we don't have to do this every time. Manny Pacquiao, the Manny Pacquiao sufferers. They now say Pacquiao's legs were bad and he overtrained and leg cramps and age and 42 and inactive. Oh my gosh, we don't have to do this, people. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Yo, throw a like on the video. It goes a long way. There's other people that need to see this content. You can help them. Don't be selfish. Throw a like on the video so the content gets out, increases the discoverability. Leave me a comment, subscribe. Very easy. All those things are free. Shout out to everybody that cash apps, $Boxingego, super chat, all that good stuff. Let's go. Now, I knew this moment was coming because I told you Ugas was gonna win, and I told you Ugas was a super difficult, challenging, stylistic fight for many. I want to warn you, and you guys didn't listen to me. But Ego Stradamus strikes again. Manny Pacquiao lost, legendary career, you know, no shame in that. This is like him. He's kind of hinting at his announcement, his face all tattered up. I think it's unfortunate that this happens to fighters or whatever, where they end up seeing, like, it's sad almost, you know. It's sad because the fighters, I feel like they really truly know at what moment in certain fights that they just don't have it no more, or they don't have it like they used to, you know what I mean? And that is sad. It's sad to see. You know, Ugas was smiling and shimmying and looking like he was having fun in there, and Pacquiao was getting mopped up. And I've heard it all, and I knew this moment was coming. In my opinion, Pacquiao didn't win that many rounds, probably like 3 rounds. He showed heart. He's a legend, but I think it's a good stopping point. And there's a lot of, this is why they come to my channel. There is a lot of fakeness in this sport of boxing, and I give it to you real. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I am different. I told you that from the beginning when I first started my journey on this YouTube boxing. And when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, if you want to celebrate his career, do highlight reels, and, you know, he inspired you, these are great things, but we got to call boxing what it is at that given moment. Now, I knew this was coming. So it says Manny Pacquiao, these are top stories, right? This is Google, you know, #1 search engine in the world. It says Manila Bulletin, so a Filipino magazine. Too much training, Pacquiao suffers leg cramps. Pacquiao admits leg cramps slowed him down versus Ugas. Pacquiao considering retirement, blames leg cramps. Every single time that Pacquiao, right, has a loss, not one of those losses like Tim Bradley that shouldn't have been a loss, or Jeffrey Horn, you know, Jeff Horn. He didn't really lose those fights. But when he really loses a fight, it's like people start reaching for the stars and always trying to find what happened, what caused this, all the humanity. He's a human person. He's an 8 division champion. He moved up a lot of weight. He's fighting bigger guys. He's getting older. He was off a 2-year layoff. See, that's what I'm saying. And it's not just Pacquiao. I'm not just picking on Pacquiao. This is a lot of popular guys with radical fan bases. You know what I mean? But in this case, it's Pacquiao. And it's just people don't want to believe. Imagine this. Boxing is a gentleman's sport. Imagine when you win, you're on top of the world. And there's no excuses. You had problems in camp. You had marital problems. Your kids was acting bad, getting F's in school. You had nagging injuries, and you fought through that and knocked somebody out. Nobody talks about it. But when somebody loses, it's a million excuses. And it's like, oh yeah, this didn't go, camp was bad and stuff like that. And it doesn't change the outcome. And the irony of it is you have a black fighter, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God. To this day, you got Wilder to this day, right? And he had some concerns after the Tyson Fury loss, still haven't been explained. And it wasn't necessarily, he says he was poisoned or spiked, somebody spiked his water. And keep in mind, Fury didn't want to drink water multiple times. This was caught on camera in that same very fight, right? We're looking at Fury's glove and like, hey man, it looked like it's devoid of padding, right? People say Wilder's an excuse maker. So he's lodging a complaint in the world of boxing, not based on his side or his own like several shortcomings. He said, man, I felt weird in there. I felt like a zombie. I don't know. I believe someone did something to my drink. I believe you had something with an egg-shaped form, Tyson Fury, right? He did something to his glove. People are like, shut up. You're a liar, Wilder. You can't stomach the loss. But then Pacquiao, every time he loses, is something. Eric Morales, they said he didn't get the gloves he wore. And then Pacquiao's like, I want to wear clitoris. He couldn't wear the clitoris. So he couldn't wear the clitoris. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right. Then he beats Eric Morales 2 times. No one say no excuses, nothing, because he whooped Eric Morales in the second and third fight. Whatever. He loses to other people like, let's say Floyd Mayweather. They say watch it in slow motion. You know, do a handstand, spin around 16 times, watch it in, you know, reduce speed, slow motion, you know, on an IMAX, and, you know, you'll find out that Pacquiao really won. Like, really? Then they said it was his shoulder. So slow motion, you know, ginger ale drinking, salt water shoulder. That's why he lost. He looked bad in the fight, right? He landed 71 punches versus Floyd, right? This keeps happening. Marquez 3, he looked bad. He should have lost that fight. Then he said he had marital problems. Him and Jinky were going through it. Fast forward to this fight, Ugas. What do you see on the screen? Boom. Manny Pacquiao blames Dennis Ugas' defeat on leg cramps. But guess what? The Pacquiao fans got to keep it all the way consistent. Let's run back an immediate rematch and Pacquiao could try to sort out his legs. But instead, old media, this is what they do. I'm the realest out. I try to tell y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. I try to tell you, but I can teach you. Notice this is how you know it's fear and people are just reaching for the stars for these excuses because Pacquiao is a legend and they're trying to give him every plausible pass because how he looked, right? But here's the thing. The same people, you can't have your cake and eat it too. The same people who are saying, oh yeah, he lost because inactivity, 42, leg cramps. He switched opponents from southpaw to orthodox in 11 days, right? All that. They're also telling Pacquiao to retire. What does that tell you? If you really blame the leg cramps and you think there was some, again, just like the Mayweather fight, there is some mysterious injury or ailment or handicap that Pacquiao suffers again, right? Like they said, overtraining. You guys seen it. I just showed you, right? Then why don't you want to see him rematch Ugas? Why are you calling for him to retire? Because you don't really believe what you're saying. And instead of just giving credit to the winner and admitting that Pacquiao struggles with the same styles, like what's the coincidence? Ugas got dark skin. Mayweather got dark skin. Floyd got a bald head. Ugas got a bald head. Mayweather can box his ass off. Ugas from Cuba can box his ass off, right? Mayweather's bigger than Pacquiao. Ugas is bigger than Pacquiao, right? So you look at these similarities. Ugas, he could box. He could use his legs when he wants. He's like, he didn't even use his legs like crazy, right? So to me, I see more similarities to what Pacquiao struggles with. He struggles with boxers. It's always been that way. Look at his face, bro. Pacquiao, and I know people get mad. He's a one-trick pony. There's a lot of fighters throughout history that are one-trick ponies, but that one trick is a mug. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just gonna use a random magician, but we'll say David Copperfield, David Blaine, Chris Angel. They could do something that is just so impressive and sell out Vegas with this one trick. You know what I mean? So people always take it as a negative connotation. Pacquiao's a one-trick pony. He's always struggled with the same thing. And it's not just Pacquiao. Most guys who are like awkward or brawlers, they're gonna struggle with pure boxers and the purest boxers, especially when the pure boxer is next level elite and bigger than them, younger than them, you know, whatever, even though Mayweather was older than Pacquiao. So there's more similarities. Pacquiao just loses to his style. If you would have put Pacquiao last Saturday in with Lucas Matisse, he would have destroyed him. You know, if he would have fought Matisse again or something like that. Styles make fights. That's it. And instead of just admitting that, I'm seeing nothing but excuses. And I have to call out the BS, and I got to call it the double standard, because people are like, oh, Pacquiao, but he's 42. We're not doing that. We can't do that, because he was 42 when he signed the contract. You said he's going to whoop Errol Spence. So if now we're using age because he fought Ugas, who's a Cuban who defected or tried to defect twice, he's 35. Errol Spence is 31. So if age is the thing, why did you want to see him fight Errol Spence, who's 4 years younger than Ugas and has no losses, and Ugas been stopped before, right? So imagine how the Errol Spence fight would have been, right? If we're going to say, oh, the defeat was caused by leg cramps, then why were people giving and razzing Errol Spence Jr. saying he was faking an eye injury? See, only for black fighters does this continue to happen, the double standard. When a black fighter says he had an injury, like Errol Spence, it's always questioned, even by black personalities like Bernard Hopkins, right? Pacquiao said he lost, he couldn't get his legs working, and we just got to believe him, and that's the only reason he lost, despite the fact that he struggles with boxers. Look at this size difference. He struggles. Ugas got long arms. Whatever BoxRec said the arm reach advantage was, I think it's cap. Ugas' arms look way longer than Pacquiao arm. Pacquiao got these T-Rex arms. You know what I mean? And it's just sad to see in boxing, because it's a gentleman's sport, and then fans can't be gentlemen. You know what I mean? Ugas, he deserves all the credit in the world. I'm going to keep giving it on my channel. I don't care what nobody else does. Ugas, he fought, seized the opportunity. Vini Vidi Vici. I saw it. I came, I saw, I conquered. It's it. He did what he had to do. People are like, oh, Pacquiao had 11 days to train. Ugas had 11 days switching opponents too. But everyone wants to be sympathetic for Pacquiao, as if Ugas has less money than Pacquiao, right? He has losses like to lesser people than Pacquiao. You know, what about Ugas' sympathy? Why he don't get no sympathy? He had to sneak over here from Cuba and defect. You know what I mean? He was a massive underdog. People were saying he was injured with a torn bicep. Where his sympathy? You know, stop it. Cut it out. There's a winner, there's a loser. Pacquiao, he's not a loser at life, but he lost his fight. We don't need to hear a million excuses. He's a great guy, great ambassador for boxing. I wish him the best of luck if he wants to be president. I mean, he showed you anything he puts his mind to, he can make happen. I'm happy for Pacquiao's career, but, you know, enough is enough. And again, the fans that say, oh, no, you're hating, it's the leg injury. All right, rematch Ugas and see what happens. You know, they was gonna say, oh no, he was 43 when the rematch happened. His leg cramped up again. I mean, it's over. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm the best. I'm the best to ever do this. As always, hey, comment and subscribe. Tell these videos, Ego sign out.